Welcome in, guys, to Heard It Here First, your Central Texas showcase of premier talent. Look at this nice chair.
That's a Heard It Here First.
This is a Heard It Here First chair. I am here with Daniel Chancellor, the voice of Del Valley Sports for a while now. And honestly, before we go any further, I got to give a huge shout out to you and Kevin, the Mixmaster McAdams, because if it wasn't for these two gentlemen, I personally wouldn't have even thought about doing this type of stuff. So I appreciate both of y'all for sure, man, and the opportunity just to cover some sports.
Right.
So Del Valley, we get Cyril Atkins from Smithfield. Smithfield, whenever I was growing up, was a program that struggled, and even honestly, looking up at what Smithfield's past, it really didn't change till Cyril got there.
Right.
You take a program like Smithfield, you lead them to the playoffs, you lead them to the furthest they've ever been, and no disrespect, of course, I love a coach that's a state championship winner,
Sure.
but a coach that can get a program that was nothing and build it into something, and not nothing, but really upbring them. And I know Smithfield knows this too.
Sure.
That is something that we needed at Del Valle. I'm super excited about Coach Atkins. Talk to me about the offense and some of the biggest improvements you think you'll see this year.
I think the biggest improvement, it's going to be a huge improvement, will be the passing game.
Yeah.
We suffered pretty drastically last year with that, two completed passes, something like that, and it was bad.
It was two touchdown passes all year.
Two touchdown passes. That's what I was trying to think of. Thank you. Two touchdown passes all year long. One of them was a record breaker, which is amazing.
Right.
But if you can't be consistent at that, you can't at least put together an offensive drive. It puts a lot of pressure on your defense. Our defense lights out last year with what was in front of them, played great. We got second team all district player out of it, some couple of honorable mentions. But the offense this year, I think we're going to see the passing game open up. We're getting to see Alex Marcantoni this year.
Yes.
We called him Leon G last year because we can't pronounce his last name. I'm going to continue to call him Leon G. He did a phenomenal job, I thought, last year, coming in, stepping in, and when he had his opportunities. He sees the field well. And I think between him and Mark Antoni, it's really going to make this the quarterback situation at Del Valley very interesting for Coach Patman and his whole offensive group.
Man, and what's funny is I said this in I believe it's the Taylor Heard It Here First preseason show. I'd say Rockdale, Del Valley, and Taylor. But actually, I meant Cameron. Cameron, Del Valley, Taylor, all of these dudes got bigger quarterbacks that play linebacker that can chunk the rock and drop a shoulder. And I'm like, are we seeing a transition here? Are we seeing big, bulky quarterbacks that can pound the rock? Remember, I was showing you the kid out of Wimberley?
Yep, I remember.
And so you're starting to see a lot more of that. So I think Alex Marcantoni, and in this transition, what I'm starting to see lately is like, man, we got 220-pound quarterbacks.
Right.
And they're strong and they're big dudes. And so I think Alex Marcantoni is going to do phenomenal this year. We actually had 4 all-district defensive players.
Right.
But Ethan Wilbers graduated. We bring back Jeremiah Robertson. We bring back Coleman Papp.
Yes.
We bring back Michael Dent. We have a great defense. Talk about some of those players and who really opened your eyes last year. I have a good idea.
Well, last year for me, the guy that opened my eyes the biggest was Michael Dent.
Absolutely.
He did great all season long. I'm pretty sure he could put a highlight film together from literally every week from last season.
Yeah.
Exclamation point, Austin High, last game of the season, climbed the ladder, got up there and got that great interception in the end zone. Obviously, we came out on the short end of the stick on that game, but the defensive play, the play in general from Del Valley was awesome. So defensively, you've got Coleman Patman sitting in there, and I've been lucky enough in the 9 years I've been at Del Valley that I can think of 2 other players previously that have gotten the kind of national attention that he is getting.
Yeah.
Caleb Burton, the wide receiver who eventually unfortunately transferred later, but he had 14, 15, 16 offers before he even hit his junior year.
Yeah.
And then
Keandre Lewis.
Keandre Lewis was another one. You're right. So now 4. And then Tommy Dunlap. Tommy is still at Michigan right now, playing in his senior year. Hasn't gotten a whole lot of playing time, but another kid that got a ton of national attention, and another two-way player, played running back and linebacker. Plays running back for Michigan right now. Yeah. So Del Valley defensively, I think, is where we're going to be the highlight. Where it's going to be that we're going to rely on them a lot.
Yeah.
I think obviously because of the offensive changes and having a true quarterback a real quarterback at the
Yeah.
quarterback position, not just an athlete,
Yeah,
is obviously changing things offensively. But we're still got to work through all that. New offensive head coach, our offensive coordinator. So there's those transitions we're going to have to work through. I think we're going to have a really good year. We've struggled bad in the last 3 seasons, two-win seasons. Last year, a 1-win season. You have to go back before I was here to find a 1-win season for Del Valle.
Yeah.
So that says something that this program, it may not always be in the playoffs, and they may always be contending to be in the playoffs, but they're very rarely suffering in a losing season back-to-back seasons.
And I mean, if we're being honest, it's one of the toughest districts. I mean,
it's by far got to be the one. If it's not the toughest, it's at least one of the top 5.
I'm gonna have to say the only reason I won't put them as the toughest is because DeSoto and Duncanville are in one.
Correct.
And the only reason I'll give it to them is because, like, don't get me wrong, they're the best 2 schools in the state of Texas. But after them, there's still options to make the playoffs. We got 3, and everybody's fighting for 4th.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean?
Right. This year's going to be a little different, though, thankfully, with the 17 district instead of 9.
Yeah.
So we know that 1 and 2 is Westlake, Lake Travis, more likely. Or not in that order, but they're going to be in the top 2 spots. They always are.
Yeah.
That 3rd spot is kind of up for grabs, I think, this year, and that 4th spot is definitely up for grabs.
And
we don't have Dripping Springs to worry about like we did last year.
No, we do have.
Oh, you're right. We do have.
We don't have Johnson and Anderson.
That's right. So, and Johnson actually made things interesting. So
Johnson's pretty good.
So yeah, losing those 2 teams and opening up this and really opening up more of the pre-district stuff, or the 4 games we get now instead of 2, to tone everything up, bring it in. That's going to be a huge help.
Me and you in the past few seasons, well, really last year when I got my first full season, and I talked about that. I said we need more preseason games that not gimme games, but something to confidence boosters.
Testers, but obviously something like, confidence boosters. But you still need to be tested.
You got to be tested. You got to have somebody pretty good, pretty hard. I mean, I think we'll see that out of Clemens. Cedar Creek is going to, though the record may not show it, they're returners. It's like 19 returners.
That's going to help them.
And so this is a team like Del Valle that they're both coming up the ladder at the same time. So I see week 1 being great. And when we interviewed Kevin Meeks and the receivers and Mark Antoni and all the guys, even Joel Jordan, who you'll see here in a second, I said, I see y'all beating the total touchdown passes in week 1. I said, how many do you think? Kevin Meeks said 5. I said 5. He said, yeah. Mark Antoni, I believe he said 4.
In week 1.
In week 1.
Okay.
And I said, nah, I think we're going to give 3 touchdown passes. Rushing touchdown, Cannell. Rushing touchdown, Joel. And that'll be 5 touchdowns. We'll score 5 touchdowns in the first game.
That is a big prediction, folks. Week 1, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Against Cedar Creek. I like it. I'm going to be hoarse if we get 5 touchdowns.
And that's the plan. we're going into Saturday watching the Longhorns.
Living with honey water and stuff. Yeah. To get my voice back from work on Monday.
Exactly. So
yeah, I would totally take that in a heartbeat.
So I think our defense is going to be phenomenal. Our offense, I think Cyril Atkins is going to take it to the next level. That's a man that went over to Smithville, and in his 9 years, he led that district 4 of those years in offense. So,
and you got to look at the wide receiving core a little bit for Del Valle. We have a couple of question marks around a couple of players because are they still here or are they still not? You look on their social media pages, it says something else other than Del Valle. And if we have lost this particular kid, James Boyd, that'll be a hit. That'll be a hard hit. I thought he was up for a breakout year this year.
Yeah, I was rolling my money on with him too, for sure.
But having the addition of Freddie Thomas back, who spent his entire sophomore, junior season on the sidelines, not only in basketball but football because of injury, he's 100%. He's going to be ready to go. They're going to lean on him a little bit more with Boyd being gone, if Boyd is actually gone. But even if he's not, Freddie Thomas is going to be. I can't wait. He's probably going to be my favorite this year. He's going to be the one I put the square around
it's so hard for me to pick because, man, I really love Cannell. Me and Cannell, we get to interview him, me and him. It's like that's my brother, dude. We just sit there and chit chat. Joel's my dude. I love, and I play running back, so I'm kind of shift towards those running backs a little bit, and I definitely love running backs. But I mean, we got a stable full of some Mustangs that are ready to go out full force and really attack.
It's going to be a fun season. I think the 1-9 season that we had last year is what we do this year is going to make people forget about what happened last year. I think obviously remembering what happened last year and bringing that kind of chip on your shoulder this year is what's needed. But the success we're going to have this year is going to change things as far as the mentality of even the fan base in Del Valle.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be an eye opening year. I don't see us. You're a lot more confident in us as far as what we're going to do this year in district play. I got us sitting somewhere between maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah.
I know you've got us possibly sneaking in at 4th, which I will take all day long. Let's take a playoff run, baby. Let's go into November.
Absolutely.
Do you think that 4th spot is locked in for Del Valle, or do you think they're going to have?
Man, this district in Austin, just being in Austin, like even I'm going to cover District 25 and District 26 for Heard It Here First, and you don't know, man. I know that Westlake and Lake Travis and Drippy Springs, I definitely have in the top 3.
Sure.
But first of all, Bowie doesn't miss the playoffs.
They haven't missed the playoffs in over what, decade?
They missed 3 times. What did we say? 3 or 4 times since 2006.
Yeah. So they haven't missed in a long time. So that's that 4th spot.
And then you got Austin High, who doesn't return as many. Yeah. But on the Austin High, and let me look through my notes because I want to make sure I mention this name. Will Peeler and Bryson Batts, those 2 dudes, like those are good, dang good athletes. Will Peeler is probably somebody going to watch defensively on Saturday mornings. And so you can't really count out, and that's not just you can count out Aikens. Unfortunately for Aikens, they've struggled a lot. But on that 4th spot, it's wide open, man. And I'm not going to spill my beans, but I think there's going to be a change this year for sure.
I hope so, man.
So, man, I mean, is there anything you want to leave with Del Valle? Is there anything you want to tell the fans? Or
as always, if you're a Del Valle fan and you're checking this out, check us out on the Wi-Fi waves. We love bringing it to you on the Cardinal Sports Network. But as always, it's way more important for you guys to put your cheeks in the seat, so to speak.
Yes.
Come out to the games. Come out and support these kids. They are phenomenal. They do a great job. They've got a ton of heart. And to have those stands filled up, not only at home, but on those away games as well, that means a lot. That make the away games home games also. That's all I ask for. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The fan base, you can feel the energy at I almost said DKR at Veterans Memorial.
That'd be awesome.
You can feel the energy at Veterans Memorial when that home side is full and they're ready to go and ready to rock. Want that on the home, or I want that on the away games too.
And not to shift out of football, but even in basketball, I forgot what game that was when we feel like we kind of struggled. All the fans showed up, and I think it was Anderson, or it was one of the good teams.
I remember.
And we won, and I was like, if
because
you get
the
here,
energy in the gym was
like, if you just get here, we can feed off that. Give us half that battle won, And before we go, I do want to mention, because you did say, like, James Boyd was going to be, and if he's not, he was such a big piece. But then you do bring in Freddie Thomas, and the thing is that even without James Boyd, you have a really experienced receiving core with Donovan Douglas, with Kevin Meeks, with Cameron Pinkley, with Joel Jordan. He had the second longest receiving yard catch, and he caught a 76-yard touchdown out the backfield off that wheel route.
Right.
And so you got receiving options, and I think having Freddie Thomas in there with Donovan and Kevin, and the thing is these guys are running 4.4s, 4.5s.
Yeah.
So this is speed that we'll just, man, we can beat them. We can beat them with quickness and speed. So I can't wait to see Cyril Atkins and Mark Antoni in this office this year. So
it's gonna be a lot of fun for sure.
But without further ado, guys, we're gonna leave you. We're gonna turn it over to Joel Jordan, as Joel Jordan's going to talk to us about the season right here on Heard It Here First. Welcome in, guys, to Heard It Here First. I am here with Joel Jordan, running back for the Del Valle Cardinals. Joel, man, you've been on the roster since it's your sophomore year. You had a dang good junior year. Now you're the top dog. Talk to me about some of your leadership skills and what you bring to this Del Valle Cardinals.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year, I kind of struggled with the leadership skills, but during the summer, communicating more with my teammates, that's gotten better. I'm still improving now, but it's gotten real better. I got to teach the younger ones, and I got siblings too.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother in middle school, D'Angelo, he's going up, so I got to step up for him,
Yeah, so you're not just a role model for the up and coming Del Valle Cardinals. You got at home, you got your brother that's watching you, and I'm sure he looks up to you.
Yes, sir.
You got a new offensive coordinator and Coach Atkins, and that dude is for real. He's legit. Tell tell the football fans what Coach Atkins brings to Del Valley.
He brings a lot, man. The energy has been way different from the last 4 years I've been here. The energy's been way different. He's really took the time like to teach us the plays and how it's done and why he made the play.
Yeah.
You know, so it gives time for players like me to understand it more. So in the game we can just do it quick. That's like our goal basically. Yeah.
And you said like your leadership skills weren't as good last year, but as far as a man of action, they were. And you were a man of action. You stepped in the tough times. You had, when Cannell was out against Westlake, you were the one carrying the load.
Yes, sir.
Whenever it comes to that 74-yard touchdown pass out the backfield, you were the man carrying that
Yes,
team.
absolutely.
What else you can catch out the backfield. You're shifty, you're quick, you're fast. What can you not do?
Shoot, I can do everything.
That's right,
I can do
man.
everything.
That's it.
I've improved way more from last year, so y'all gonna be seeing a lot more of me this year for sure.
Yeah, and it's such a great 1-2 punch with you and Cannell, dude. The offense last year was somewhere where we kind of struggled a little bit, and I told the guys, everybody I've talked to this year, I said we only had two passing touchdowns last year. I said I see us beating that in week 1. I said I see 3. Everyone has said, nah, dude, you wrong, like 4 or 5. What are we seeing in week 1?
Yeah, you're going to see a lot more of that.
Yeah.
We don't listen to the outside.
Yeah.
That's a distraction to all of us. We're going to prove them around the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a great leader, and you're a quarterback as in Alex Marcantoni. You got Cyril Atkins. But our receiving core is fast as crap, man. Let's talk about that. We're talking 4.4s, 4.5s. Talk to us, enlighten us about your receiving core.
All our receivers they improved in like a lot. They improved a lot. And I have high hopes for them this season. They're going to do great this season.
Everywhere we had experience. We have experienced running backs. We got experienced wide receivers. We've got a line rebuilding. And even though Alex Marcantoni, this is his first year on the field as a varsity player, y'all have already built that chemistry. Y'all had a year to build that. What has Alex done before he's even stepped on the field for y'all? What has he done for this offense as far as his leadership?
A lot. He's done a lot. Unlike, some of the other players here, he gets on it. Like, if we do something wrong, he tries to get on. He asks players. He makes sure everybody's good.
Yeah.
Right? He makes sure everybody's good. He makes sure everybody's straight. And he makes sure everybody gets to play down. That's what I like about him. He makes sure he gets to play down. He be hanging around with us outside of school, too, as well. So
yeah.
We're building that chemistry up.
Our offense, I know, is going to just go from 0 to 100 real quick in one season.
Yep.
And I know that's coming. But let's talk about the defense. The defense was stellar last year. We had 4 all districts. 3 of them are returning.
Yep.
Talk to us about that defense. Not only that, y'all had to practice about them, how iron sharpens iron. Tell us about that.
Yep. Our defense is going to be 10 times better than last year. If y'all thought our team was good last year, they're going to be really good this year. And they actually help us a lot because we also go against very fast and physical kids like that. So it gives us more time to react and feel what actual game will look like. So,
Man, anything? Okay, did I ask you about what song you listening to last year?
No.
Okay, it's Friday night. 2 minutes before you take the field, you get to zone in for yourself. Who is in your headphones before you take the field?
It's kind of weird because last year I usually listen to calm type music before it. So I listen to like Drake, and it might be a little bit, I don't know, but we listen I would listen to Side to Side.
There you go.
My parents listen, so it just calms me down. But this year, I'm a mix both, but I want to feel more intense, more hyped after the game. So
I think there's a lot that we have in common because when I played ball, I would always listen to something calm. I had to calm it before I exploded on the scene. Before I came and let my presence be known, I had to put everything in that cage before I break out of it. So you doing the same thing. Joel, thank you so much for joining me on my show, man. Heard it here first. Joel Jordan, running back for the Del Valley Cardinals, guys. Thank you so much, man. You have a blessed evening.
You too.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good one. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Looking forward.